Now going over to the business blunder of the day, you have Toyota having a recall of 1 million vehicles for airbag issues. Even the bulletproof Toyota Camry has been hit. Now this comes to us thanks to WTOP News and the Associated Press. And last week it was reported that Toyota Motor Company is recalling 1 million vehicles over a defect that could cause the airbags not to deploy, increasing the risk of injury. The recall covers a range of Toyota and Lexus vehicles manufactured between the model years of 2020 to 2022, including the recall, include the Toyota Avalons, the Camrys, the Highlanders, the RAV4s, the Siennas, even the Corollas, plus some hybrids in these models. Which, again, the Toyota Corolla, you gotta keep that safe. That is literally the most successful car manufactured in history by number of units sold is a Toyota Corolla. Nothing else comes close. Even when I was in college back in the day, they passed the Ford Model T, which had been an icon for quite literally decades. That had been the most successful car in history prior to that. Now it looks like the Lexus models are being recalled, which are much less inspiring for names. I prefer cool, unique, creativity names than as opposed to just nomenclatures with letters and numbers, which I understand perhaps that increase the brand loyalty versus the model loyalty. But nevertheless, the Lexus vehicles that were affected by this recall include the ES250, I like how they have to specify it's a sedan, and the RX350, which they have to specify is an SUV. Now specifically, the vehicles being recalled have sensors in the front passenger seat that may have been manufactured improperly. Those sensors could partially short circuit, causing the airbag system not to determine the occupant's correct weight and potentially not deploy in certain types of crashes. Now, note that Toyota and Lexus dealers will inspect the OCS sensors and replace them if necessary at no cost to the owners. Toyota will notify owners by the middle of February 2024 if they are in a recall. Toyota owners who think their call might be affected can actually just call toll-free at 1-800-331-4331 for details. Lexus owners have to call a different line, even though it's the same assembly line in many cases. That number is 1-800-255-3987. And yeah, this is really disappointing and shocking considering the most bulletproof cars on the planet are Toyotas and Hondas. It's one of those things where every time you watch any review channel where they're doing like a durability test, most famously Top Gear did one with Toyota, I believe it's a Highlander, you just can't break the damn things. There's an issue, it had an instance where the Toyota, I believe they tested a Corolla, or the Celica, one of the two, it got to the end of the show, so every other car had stopped, it broke throughout the testing, but that car didn't, and they drained the oil. And they ran the car again through the laps, and it kept going for several laps, which is insanely brilliant engineering. Like, they last so long. Like, every time you read an article about this car hit 1 million miles, like, what is it, 99.999% of the time, it's a Toyota or a Honda. They're damn near bulletproof. Their brand is reliability. I mean, Toyota does have some fun, exciting sports cars. They have the Supra with a stick shift. The Corolla GR is awesome. And they have some really cool things. But overwhelmingly, they're known for reliability. And to have a single issue, actually now my ADHD, is it the Corolla GR? I probably just saw one at the track last weekend. It had the unique tri-exhaust. It's the Corolla GR. Excuse me. But they have all the most best reliability on the planet, but they keep having these recalls. And again, thankfully this isn't as detrimental in terms of, thankfully no one's been hurt yet. There's not any reports of injury, so they're getting ahead of the issue. So again, there's a silver lining, and more often than not, if you squint hard enough in life, you'll find a silver lining. But again, it's one of those instances where I just can't help but think they need to be triple checking all these suppliers. Because again, a lot of these, more often than not, you look at all the components of the vehicles, especially non-Tesla companies, it's overwhelmingly majority by third parties. I mean, one of the largest sensor manufacturers on the planet is Bosch. And they make a lot of the things that are behind the scenes. So the fact that, I don't know if they just need to double or triple how much effort they're putting into testing these suppliers, but the fact that they had such a big issue that affects 1 million vehicles, and affects their most reliable, most popular models ever, I mean, that's got to be the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, again, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of December, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment and a thumbs up is a great way to give me some additional feedback on how I can specifically improve the quality of the show, as I ever increasingly try to focus on enunciating more, slowing down my pace of speech, as that has been feedback that I know is something I need to work on. Also, and lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.